Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 340 for the 29th of January. And so let's start off with Ukrainian tankers, not tankers as in the ship or the plane, but human beings. Ukrainian human beings arrive in United Kingdom for their Challenger 2 training. So Challenger is not challenging them to do training, but it's actually a tank. The tank is called Challenger 2 in case you are not familiar with military stuff. And so it begins the training of the Ukrainian crews on the British tank. And moving on to the southern front, we have nothing over in the southern front. And oh no, the YouTube soldier is attacking us. The YSB, the YouTube shadow banning army, is attacking us. Click the like button. Click now. Click now. Oh, thank you for clicking it. That's a good shot, soldier. And moving on to the Zaporizhia line, we do not have any updates over at the Zaporizhia region or the fronts here. So there's no report. It could be also something to do with being Sunday. On Sundays there seems to be lesser reports, and so maybe maybe they need to go to church, so they no time to fight. Over at the Donetsk region, at the Donetsk front, in the Vuledar region, I know you guys are complaining and about I reporting the Ukrainian victories and the Russian withdrawal, because that is exactly what the SITREP maps reported, and the pro-Russian sources are not reporting much. And we have certain information, so I'm going to update you first. So Ryba reported that the Russian forces is currently fighting in the southeastern part of Vuledar. In the private sector actually referring to the buildings. So around here they're actually fighting, according to Ryba, and it's the Marines, and they claim that they are fighting superior numbers of Ukrainian forces because the Ukrainian command have moved a large number of Ukrainian troops and to defend this fortress city. So which means that Vuledar disputes SITREP maps info of Ukrainian counteroffensive, because in terms of the mapping by Ryba, they mapped it that the entire Dacha region on the eastern part of SITREP maps, not SITREP maps, on Vuledar is actually controlled by the Russian forces. However, in the latest mapping by SITREP maps, they maintain that the entire surrounding area of Vuledar is not under Russian control. So, and an interesting thing, War Gonzo also have their own reporting. War Gonzo reported that the Russian forces is trying to reach the northeastern outskirts of the city. This also disputes what is reported by Ryba. So northeastern outskirt is maybe around here, or maybe here, it could be here. So it's kind of a lot of conflicting information coming out from all the different sources. And SITREP maps basically maintain that the area here is not controlled by the Russian forces. They themselves simply just report that the Russians are advancing, taking certain higher grounds that is overlooking the coal mines. So there's the South Donbass coal mine, the Pivdeno Donbasska 1 coal mine, and the Russian forces is currently pushing northward to capture this ground here. So maybe in a pincer of sort. And so we have so there's this push northward, trying to capture this ground. Maybe there's a like this. However, SITREP maps mapping is still largely like this, with the Ukrainian forces that had already controlled this area here. However, the War Gonzo's reporting is that they are moving towards the northern outskirt, which is here, which is where they're trying to go. Whereas SITREP maps reported that the Russian forces is currently fighting in this region here, with reports of Ukrainian forces reinforcing Vuledar a lot. So no, it's very confusing. Depend on whose story you want to believe. I'm reporting everything. Yesterday's report only Surya Maps reported because it's a Sunday. So Raiba was like, having their day off or something. So there's no information. Volgonzo also did not report anything about Saturday. So yeah, believe whatever you want. That's just how it is. Moving away from Vuledar, there's no more fighting over on the western side of Vuledar region. Over at Novomykhailivka, there is fighting reported at Novomykhailivka according to Volgonzo. I can tell you most of the information today is either Volgonzo or the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Fighting is reported at Vuledar, and Volgonzo continues to report that the fighting is still in the western part of Marinka, and the Ukrainian forces are giving the Russians a good fight. Moving over at the Pervomaiske region, fighting is reported at Pervomaiske, at Tonenke, towards Tonenke and towards Zhevene. So the situation here looks like this, with the Russian forces pushing northward towards Zhevene, and Tonenke is also mentioned. So the Russian forces are actually also pushing in this direction. So they are pushing in like this, with the Ukrainian forces defending this region here. They are probably reinforced, definitely, and they're holding the lines. This probably looks something like this. So moving on from this region, there's nothing at the New York front. Moving on to the Bakhmut front. At the Bakhmut front, a lot of news coming around this area here, with fighting reported in the area of Ozarianivka. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, they also name drop Kurdyumivka. So the region here, there's fighting definitely along this front line then. Over at the Klishchiivka region, there is fighting in the area of Stupochky, definitely nowhere near the Stupochky yet, nothing at the Stupochky, and fighting is also reported around Klishchiivka and towards Ivanivske. So yeah, Stupochky and Ivanivske. And over at Bakhmut front, Bakhmut city, there's fighting reported here because most of the detailed information comes from Raiba, and Raiba having their Sunday off, so there's no information about details. Over in the northern part, fighting is reported at Paraskovievka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, and there's reports of fighting at Krasna Hora, according to Raiba. Raiba reports that the fighting around this region is the front line is from the northern outskirts of Krasna Hora, and they managed to capture the river at Bakhmutovka River, and they're actually all the way to the southeastern part of Paraskovievka. So let me draw. So with the forces attacking in this way, and yeah, so this is how it looks like. So the Ukrainians are still holding very, very well, and I think the terrain here makes it also very difficult for the Russian forces to progress, because there is a lot of trees, shrubs, there's a river, and it's just not easy for the Russians to move. And moving further up north, there's a lot of repeating of the information of the capture of Vuledar in the past 24 hours. So nothing to map because we already reported that. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, there is fighting reported towards Vasilkivka and as well as at Rozdolivka. This is part of the Siversk front already. And moving to the other side of Siversk front, we have fighting reported at Vuhledar and Bilohorivka. And again, there is no celebration of the capture of Bilohorivka from any pro-Russian sources. So, no, the Russians did not capture Bilohorivka. So, yeah, whoever you're following, you can unfollow them. Just joking. And over at the Dibrova region, yesterday, I reported about the the drone shots of Russian forces. No, footage coming from the BMPT at Dibrova here. So today, Deep State UA reported that and geolocated the Ukrainian forces being hit. There's an APC being hit around this region here. So it's a drone footage of Ukrainian forces. So this region, this distance here is merely around 1 kilometer to 2 kilometers. So this front line here is definitely very spot on, and there is some kind of Russian advance around the area of Dibrova. Probably only a few meters, a few hundred meters, probably not much, because it doesn't sound like much. But you can see the front line is actually pretty spot on. Over at the Yampolivka region, there is fighting. Oh, so actually, if this is the case, then actually I can pull back the front line for the pink color one, because this is evidence. Yeah, I forgot to do that. I'll do that later. Over at the Yampolivka, there is fighting reported here according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. This is a repeat of the information that they have reported yesterday. And that's all from the Kreminna region. So moving on to the northern part in the Sviatove Kupiansk region, I have no reports because the yesterday's noon report I have already reported about the shelling at some of these locations like Stupochky and stuff. So no, since I reported, I don't want to repeat again. So today's noon report is not out yet, so which is why there's no report from the Russian Defense Ministry in today's SITREP. So thank you for watching. Hope you will actually press the like button. Oh no, he's out again. Shoot it. And thank you for killing him, and I'll see you in the next update.